Hello Lorenzonites, good morning, afternoon, evening, you know the drill. Have you missed me? I have. I've missed you guys at any rate. It's been the longest stretch of days that I have not made a video since, well, I don't know, for months and months. For reasons that are, well, neither interesting nor particularly appropriate for YouTube videos, I no longer really have a house. So I'm roaming the country with a car and a computer. That's a little bit of a dramatization, but as you might understand, not a lot of opportunity for making videos. Fortunately, I do manage to squeeze one in here. We are going to launch today the KPRR MOPOLLO. I got this from James Junty, and it is a Apollo-style lander exploratory vehicle for Moho, and I thought that was interesting. He says because the launch windows are frequent, and they are, and because it seems like a functional vessel, we're going to send that off today. I got a bunch more submissions and I'm going to share them with you because I'm pretty sure I'm going to launch all of them in due time because they look amazing. Let's have a look here. We've got the Tarasi Greiswolf Hyperion. Well, I think Hype and Orion should be Hyperion. Double vessel asteroid eater. We could call it a station that docks to the asteroid, but it's more of a devourer that, I don't know, dwarfs the asteroid. You will see as soon as the screen loads. Let's see that here. That is marvelous. This is just a rocket, and here we have that construction thing. The asteroid goes here and is about that large. I think this will bring my new computer, even nice though it is, to its heels, but we shall attempt to do that in, well, not today, but in the near future. The other one, the Orion, is basically the same thing, but mirrored. Another thing, this one is from Nathan Jessup, and it's a Scornful Scorpion. It's been lingering in the comments for a while. I didn't see it, but I found it when browsing old comments. And this is just bonkers. This is a Scorpion Minmus lander. We are also definitely going to use this, but not today because today we are using the KPRR MOPOLLO for a slightly more mundane mission. Now, more news. Up to this episode I've been adhering rather stringently to the... Wait, crew. We are not bringing 3 crew, we are bringing 2 crew, because even though no one has died, lots of them are in space. So we're bringing Jeremy and Bob. Right, even though... no, not even though. In the last couple of episodes I've been fairly stringent with the rules. That means a launch every 30 days, tracking an asteroid every time, blah 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 blah. Going to relax the rules. It's going to still be 10 astronauts only. If they die, they're gone. It's still going to be a launch every 30 days. Although now that I say this, I don't know if I did the requisite time warping, but it doesn't really matter because we're just going to send this off. The asteroids, I'm going to relax a little bit. I'm just going to track one every now and then. And we're going to do more time warping to enable interplanetary missions. You may have noticed I've sinned. I've installed a mod, and if my mouse wants to cooperate, look, it's the Kerbal alarm clock. We are going to use that to track launch windows, and that means we will fast forward a little bit more and do the KPRR MOPOLLO and the Duna mission in the next few episodes, possibly interspersed with one of those mad bonkers asteroid bases. Also, of course, the lunar lander that failed in the last episode will get its spot in the limelight eventually again. So that's the plan for the coming few episodes. Today's interesting news will happen probably during the Moho transfer burn. For now, though, we're just focusing on launching and seeing how this excellent asparagus stage falls away bit by bit. Let's see, is there anything else interesting that happened? Well, it's still the Copenhagen suborbital's test launch is coming up. Well, not even a test launch, just the engine test. I am very curious how that will go. Their approach is very gung-ho. They actively strive for imperfect design so that they might learn something and not get bogged down. It's a brave strategy. Not sure if it's the way forward for the entire world, but I do wish them all the best and hope their launches do eventually go well, and the founder, this Peter Madsen character, gets to ride his homemade rocket into space. That would be beyond awesome. For now though, let's finish writing our own rocket into space, and for that we shall of course wait until the transfer stage burns out. I was going to say not transfer stage but launch stage, and looking at the staging, this bit is going to fall away altogether, so I'm not quite going to separate this. Wait, no, these do fall away, but the staging is wrong. Ooh, I caught that one. There we go. That almost went horribly wrong. Yeah, pro staging inspector. That should be my new title, I think. Right. Anyway, we're about establishing an orbit. Ooh, this looks like a nice, sexy transfer stage. A nice, well, not, it's the whole spaceship. It looks like a nice, sexy spaceship. So, let's just wait until we are at apoapsis, and then finish our orbit. Let's see, do we have RCS on this vessel? We do, and we shall use it to turn around. Hey, look at that, that's a piece of debris. I don't think that's one of ours. Is it? Let's see if we can see the debris. 60 kilometers away. Oh, that's something else. Wonderful. Look at that. Legacy debris. Right. Back to serious matters. It's from the Alkeo Leviathan, a tanker that refueled, I think, the Juna expedition. Or was just sitting in orbit waiting to do that. I don't remember. Right. Anyway, finishing orbit establishment. Let's have a look here. And there we go. 80 kilometers should be fine. So now all that we have to do is fire up this Kerbal alarm clock, this magic tool that will tell us when to boost for Moho. And we shall have a look at that. Transfer window from Kerbin to Moho. It knows what I want. Wonderful. Time to transfer 108 days. Let's add the alarm there. And now to make sure that we don't overshoot that, let's go and see our... Well, we won't overshoot the 108 days, that's for sure, but we do want to make sure that the Duna vessel doesn't overshoot Duna. If we just quickly fast forward to that, that's what I was going to say. Right, here we have this magnificent baby again. We have two guys in the lab as always, and it's just waiting to fulfill its bidding. Back home they've researched more efficient technology, it's Nerva engines, but these guys, they are too late for that. They are already en route and they're using chemical propulsion only. So let's add an alarm for that. Maneuver node, that happens in 127 days, and that's wonderful because that means that we can just do the Moho thing and then in the next episode do that. Right. Before we're doing that, we're going to check all the asteroids we have tracked so far, if none of them are going to be in an interesting position in the next 108 days, because of course, well, we would miss science and we could possibly incinerate the planet. That wouldn't be nice, just saying. Right, asteroids only. Space objects do not count as asteroids? No. I want to track nothing. Can I do nothing? Alright, grey is not tracked. Okay, right. This does nothing. This does nothing. We can untrack it if it does nothing. And when I say it does nothing, I mean it doesn't intersect. It doesn't come close to Kerbin within a year or so, so stop tracking that. Damn, many asteroids are completely not interesting. Stop tracking that. Yeah, stop tracking that. I wonder, does the asteroid around Kerbin now count as not an asteroid anymore? Because we have an asteroid here orbiting Kerbin, but this one is just near Kerbin now. We are definitely going to keep tracking that, and this one is going to get really close in 84 days, but not that close. So we're just not going to bother with any of these asteroid things. We can safely fast forward time, and we should do, we can do that from the tracking station. No reason to go away from that. So fast forwarding by 108 days. That means year 2, day 390. There we go. And 390. There we are. Let's switch back to the MOPOLLO Express then, shall we? And set that on its way to Moho. 4 hours and some minutes. Now, of course, to get to Moho, this is closer to the Sun than Kerbin is. We have to eject retrograde. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to establish orbit retrograde to the equator. It doesn't matter which way you go around the planet, so still head to the 90-degree heading for that Coriolis boost. It just means that you have to leave Kerbin's sphere of influence in a retrograde direction around the Sun. And of course, as the orbit is a circle, you can do that whichever direction you are actually orbiting. Right, so this is a little bit hard. When you do the mouse wheel to modify the orbit, you can also modify the maneuver node if you're not careful. Right. Always, of course, make sure to actually leave the sphere of influence sort of along the orbit path, otherwise you're burning radially where you might not want to do that. And let's see, Moho is a little bit difficult because its orbit is rather elliptical. Wait, did I just get an encounter? I got really close to an encounter. Yes. Let's try this encounter. It is 137,000 kilometers. We should be able to fine-tune that on the way, I don't think. That should be a problem. So we're going to start off with this maneuver node of 2 kilometers per second. Ooh, and we should start that really, really soon, in about 35 seconds. So let's attempt a swing over maneuver, and I'm a little bit worried because the first thing is going to be done with this heavy liquid booster, and the rest will be accomplished with these nuclear engines, and of course that burn will take quite a while. So I do hope that we will be able to eject, and that we'll be able to leave Kerbin's sphere of influence in a reasonable fashion. Oh, I see these things. I just forgot the ship had wonderful action groups, and I used absolutely 0 of them. I didn't lose the launch escape system. Oh, there I did. Nice timing. Right, let's burn that nuclear style. I didn't jettison the launch escape system during launch. I didn't deploy the solar panels. I didn't do science for. There was science on the booster stack. I forgot about that. So already everything is falling apart. And now I don't dare use the action groups because I'm not sure what they do. I didn't memorize it. So I'm going to deploy these manually, like a fool. Right. Extend, why not? And we're going to save all the science for Minmus, obviously. I don't want to do Kerbin science with this. That would be a pity. Well, as you can see, this burn with the nuclear engines will take quite a long time. Quite a long time to do. So I'm going to cut the video here and reconvene with you when the burn is done. So here we are, still doing the Moho insertion burn. Something terrible happened during it. The game crashed. Fortunately, I had a quick save. And I did redo the trajectory. You can look at it here. We are currently performing this burn. That will put us on the purple trajectory. And then we will do a plane change maneuver here for another 1600 meters per second, quite a lot, to put us on an encounter here. A little bit more than is strictly necessary, because if I could have timed the encounter straight at the descending node there, that wouldn't have been necessary. But now we keep things nicely equatorial and at least easy. And I think the transfer stages will have the Delta V in it. So, for today's exciting news, it's about Star Citizen, so no real world news today. They have finally announced wow, that was a weird camera flip. They have finally announced an actual release date for the dogfighting module, also called Arena Commander now, where you can, well, go out in your spaceship and shoot each other. The release date is May the 29th. Now they have been a little bit vague about it. They say they're starting to roll out at the 29th of May, and the players will progressively get access from that. Now that leads me to believe that not all backers will receive access immediately. That's reasonable, because there are a lot of them, and well, if you just give everyone access on day one, well, horrible things happen. Look to all big game launches in the past. several months and years, and it just all falls apart. So that's good. Good on them to do it that way. I do hope they are at least a little bit quick about it, because it would suck to be a backer and get like access, I don't know, in August, after the first guys get access in May. So I hope that's a matter of weeks and not months. It is the first time they have actually pinpointed a date, so I'm fairly confident that they will actually make the date. If they do, of course, I'll be making videos if I am one of the lucky ones to get access. I'm not one of the first backers, also not one of the last. I think I backed about half a year ago, something like that. So we'll see how that turns out. Now back to the game here. We are 100 meters per second away from our target orbit. And after that I'm going to end the episode, so that might be a little bit anticlimactic, but there are many reasons, but the most important one is that I'm hungry and it's time for food. So I'm going to leave the house and have the episode render and upload in the meantime. I will try to get the next one up as soon as possible, where we will explore Duna and hopefully Moho, or one of them, or both of them, or bits and pieces of either of them. And I will also continue the XCOM game, because that is very close to being lost or survived. Yeah, as those things go. So let's just try and round this off neatly on the meter per second, I was gonna say, but that sounds a little bit weird. Wow, I was going for a dramatic zoom out, but this is really fast. Look, I can just keep going and the ship disappears. Oh, we missed it. Overshot by about 2.8 meters per second. Anyway, we can click this. Alright. Now this is the nice system, because I had the next maneuver node planned. It brings that up. It's 1605.4 meters per second, and we should do that in 103 days. So let's make a alarm for that. And we can see that first we have to pay attention to the Duna lander in 20 days, and then the MOPOLLO. We shall do that in the next episode. I have a little bit of a backlog of ships I want to fly, so no need to take time out of your day to design something for me. If you have something in mind though, feel free to do it, send it in, and you will probably see it flying. If not sooner than later. Thanks for watching as always, I'm Lorenzo, see you next time.